Yes. Woo. Fractal's a never-ending pattern. What's up, man? So, I mean, I got a feeling we saw this coming, right? So, as we're watching the money flow play out, and if I'm looking at Uber, I got it cleaned up. This is almost a naked chart. It's not quite naked. We had our sell-off over in here, right? Comes down. The only thing I got on here is the 20-day moving average and the RSI. And it's like, let's do the tap dance between the RSI. Relative Strength Index measures the velocity of price over the last 14 days. That's it. It knows things your sister doesn't know. The velocity of price. Keeps track of it, man. And we know that when it goes to the extreme, that's our signal as we watch the money flow play out, that we're looking for price to start going sideways, man. Might not be perfect. These charts are organic. Price is moving every day, in and out, up and down. High tide, low tide. And all this is social agreement. Higher rates, Uber's down here. Oh, wait, no, it's up here. Wait, down there. And in the midst of that, you're playing in that. And so price is chaotic. And I was saying today, or I put on my story, man, they were saying right now 65% of Americans are not investing in the stock market. Wow. I knew we had dumb people, but I didn't know it was that high. I didn't really actually, I used to joke about half the people are too stupid to even, you know, when it comes to find, I mean, like they're not in the play. They're not in the game, man. They're not playing. And that could be for a number of reasons. They're out. They're not in this game. They're not competing with us here in the stock market. They're not competing with me to put in offers on properties. They said it's 65%. Damn, it's higher than I thought. Shit, I was being nice. So everybody got mad at me for being mean, and I was actually being nice. So we're only down to 45% of the population in America can even make their thumbs in equity work. That's how we buy this Uber with your thumbs, right? So as I watch price every day and I look around me, right? Yeah, every once in a while I get people like, oh man, you know, we're so busy at work, man. I got to focus on work, and man, you ain't so goddamn busy at work. You can't put your eye on your money. That, you know how stupid that sounds? I hear people say that. What's the point of going to work, bro? Just to work? No, man. It's to get money, to keep it, for you and your family. That's what money is for. It's not for you to have a place to go, right? This here, like you could, like we got to be watching this, man. This Uber is one of the ones that I was saying that's like back in the day we had Intel or Facebook, and you're like looking at your dad. Why didn't you buy Facebook, dude? Like, why didn't you buy Netflix when it IPO'd? I don't know. Okay, well, you know now. I'm telling you. So everyone I talk to, I'm like, Uber, it's on your phone. Use it every day. Shit is valuable. Anytime you can get Americans dumb enough to sell you their, and that's what I'm going to call it. If they're willing to give me these, I'll take them. As much as I can accumulate, man. But I don't want to overpay for them, man. So I'm going to watch. I'm going to let other Americans sleep on it. You sleep on it. I'm not sleeping on it. Okay? Picked up Netflix. So, you know, I don't know how to explain this to people. But, I mean, I've been in the market 20 years. I'm constantly allocating money to the markets, to the rental markets, taking cash flow, allocating it to the stock market, trying to get fucking millions if they'll let me. So I want to take advantage of time. I'm not scared of this shit. Bring it down, man. Bring it down. I know where this is going. Am I going to get every one of them right? Every single idea, every single investment? No. Some of them aren't going to play, but some of them are going to 5X, 10X, 20X, man. And when you start playing with real money, meaning you got $500,000 in dividend stocks and you just have fucking money coming at you, you get to play this game bigger, man. That's what happens. And when you start playing this bigger and you add courage, and when other people are not, 65% of Americans think it's a bad idea to be in the stock market. You know what side that is, right? That's the side with all the debt, fucking leasing things like these. That's those people, man. Don't be those people. Bring yourself out from those people. So let's go back and this is Uber, but just so you don't think it's just Uber, if we go look at Ford, what do we see? When we got a signal, we got an extreme signal there, right? That's when we get interested. And this ended up being an actual buy signal with the money flow right there. And if you don't know what I mean, you just got to study it a little bit. Ain't no big deal. And if we were trading this, you know, my first target's there, maybe, probably not right there, but you could if you're trading tight. And you're like, what do you mean? Meaning I watch for it. I wait for the RSI to set up. I wait for it to start going sideways. And if it's below value, I'm waiting to take a shot at this and to buy a bunch, set a stop, set a target, right? Set a target and set a target. Well, look, it started to run. And then what? Didn't run. It broke down. So depending on how tight you're trading, and if you're swing trading, you're probably stopped out, right? All right. Sets up again. And then what? Well, this one, you should have more than capitalized on the last run. That's swing trading. You understand that, right? So you get hit, you get out if you're trading short-term momentum, and then you're just ready to do it again. You're like, all right, let's do it again. One of them's going to hit, and when it hits, all it takes is one to hit that runs. It makes up for 2 or 3 bad trades. You get that, right? That's trading. It's the repetition of trades, meaning you got to be in the game playing to trade. And on that strategy, you got to be able to take hits and you got to be able to set stops and honor them and be cool getting hit and getting back in. Now, if it's me and it's Ford and they're paying a dividend and it's below the 200, I'm not getting in and out, in and out. I'm getting in. So this just gives me time to continue to accumulate shares so that when it does run, I make real money. Like I want to make $5,000. Take some off up here and roll that into something better or just set it to cash. And if I'm running 20 or 30 of these and these things start running, I get to trimming. Now what? I got money to do what? I could pick up new shit that's lagged. I could add to other ones that I think, and guess what? They don't all run at the same time, right? So look, Ford and them have been running. All the dividend stocks have been running. So if you're paying attention to sectors, did I mess that up? No, I did too. Shoot. Back to that. Remember MO? Oh, it's kind of pulled back a little. A lot of the dividend stocks had been running already. So what are we waiting for here? Same thing, right? A bottom and price to start going sideways. That right there. Do we know for 100% certain when this turns and heads up that it's going to go hit the target? No, I do not know that. Right? So that's what I was just describing a second ago. If you want to quote trade and you're trading momentum, you use a stop. And there's so many ways to do stops. Don't do this. I'm only going to lose 10% on a trade and just set some arbitrary number of 10%. That may not even make sense on this chart, meaning you got to give it natural movement of order. It's got to be able to move around for it to even unfold, right? Like it broke out here, it ran up, now it's pausing. It may then run up and then pause. So you can't get stopped out on the pause if it's still in an uptrend, which it is. The definition of price being above the simple 20-day moving average, breaking out of a box, it starts to run, now it's kind of stalling, but it's not selling off. So I stay with this trade, right? Now, if you broke this down in a lower time frame, I don't have time for that. People ask me, oh, why don't you do that? I don't know. I do shit you don't do. Why don't you do that? Go to 1 hour and you'll see, right, that the move looks different. But I don't trade on the 1 hour, man. I got shit to do. You know, family, kids, business. Can't sit there and watch a 1 hour chart, man. So I'm looking at it on a daily. And, you know, don't take much time. Look, when that broke down, what? Next day, down, 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 down. What are you going to do there? Nothing. Every day, down, 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 down. Does that bother you? Well, if that's a dividend stock and that bothers you, you're playing the wrong game, because the only way to make money in dividend stocks is to compound the dividends and add to it when it's on sale. So if you're not doing that activity, then you shouldn't do dividend stocks. Like some people are doing an activity, they don't understand the activity, right? Like if you're in all growth stocks and growth stocks get in an environment where they're unattractive, they're going to go down. Duh. If you own all art and people decide they don't like art that much, the price is going to go down. Duh. If you own Beanie Babies and Beanie Babies are hot and then they're not hot, the price of Beanie Babies is going to go down. We can keep going and going and going, right? Assets, Bitcoin, wine, wineries, apartment buildings were the rage. All of a sudden, everybody, you got to have multifamily. Where the fuck did that come from? That's just a new thing. And you had people on the internet pumping it. NFT, everything's NFT. And people, what is that? Money doesn't sleep, man. If money comes out here, it goes somewhere immediately. So, if you get the guy, well, every time I get it, I'm going to go to... What makes it hard, I just had a call come in. Let's say I'm following this stock here. Let me give you one we've been doing this. This is one I've owned for years and years. I don't know about years and years and years, but years. What do I do with this stock? Well, if you go check the newsletter, you go back through the Peters report, you're going to see this is in my buy and hold. All I give a shit about is this. Low zones. That's all I'm looking for. Down, 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 down. Cool. Buy zone. Buy zone. Take it back. We go back. Buy zone. Right? Buy zone. Maybe here too. So are you noticing a pattern? I'm buying on this side of the chart and I want to sell into this side of the chart. I don't know how to make it any simpler than that, man. Duh. Okay? That's what this is. Now, let me explain something to you that everyone, no matter how long you've been in the market, will say to me, which exposes me that you really don't get this. So if you think you get trading and this fucks you up, I'm not picking on you. I just want you to understand that you're still functioning as a low-level trader. Meaning you're still caught in your carnal nature, man. You're not a convert yet, man. You're still over there with the 65%ers that don't think you should buy stocks right now. That's where you're hanging out over there too much. If you don't get what I'm about to say. Now, follow me here. Let's say 1 year, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, you paid $12 for this stock. That has nothing to do with this. And people will say to me, yeah, but what if I paid a higher price? The money flow don't care, bro. It doesn't care when you got in. That's not what it's doing. Right? It's doing this, man. And it's not doing this based on when Gary got in. You're like, yeah, but my brother-in-law, he got me. That don't matter, man. This is a social agreement. It's what people pay for it now in this current environment. What is art worth? What is land worth? What is a lot worth? What is a stock worth in this environment? All of a sudden, Uber's like, fuck a recession. What do you mean? We made almost $1 billion, $382 million in free cash flow. Banking it. What recession? Everybody's crying about a recession. What recession? Isn't that what I said? I'm not in a recession. Uber's not in recession. They're not in recession at all. Matter of fact, they put $2 billion into investments. How much did they make? Nothing. They lost money. You're like, what do you mean? All in. All their shareholders. Oh, man, I don't know. You think the market will come back? Uber, $2 billion, please. We want to invest in that company, that company, that company, and that company. I got people quitting the money flow gang. Stocks went down. They quit. Uber's like, $2 billion. Let me in. $2 billion. You think I should buy Lyft? Yeah, $2 billion. Buy $2 billion. That's what Uber did. They took all your money and invested it. Isn't that what I tell people? Take other people's money and invest it. That's the trick to investing. When people give you money, you keep it and you invest it. 65% of Americans right now think it's a bad time to be in the stock market. Okay. No, that wasn't. These were great times, man. Like if we're looking, I mean, where would you rather own? Where would you like to own Uber now? What you know now, $21. A lot of people, they didn't want to own Uber at $21. They weren't feeling that good. And a lot of people, Gerald, you still like Uber? You still like Uber? I'd get that DM 100 times. Do you still like Uber? Like, yeah, I like Uber a lot more than I do here. Why? It's called the money flow, man. The RSI just went 73. It doesn't care where you bought it. RSI doesn't give a shit. Oh, wait, full auto, he bought up here. So just ignore this signal here that means we're probably about to top out. That's what that means. It'll probably go into here. Why? That's where it stopped before. That's the money flow, right? Price goes sideways, goes up, goes sideways, comes down, stops where? Where it stopped before, right? And you see it here. Where did it stop? Where it stopped before. So you're going to see this play out. Now watch this, though. A little money flow 2.0. Before this zone right here, this consolidation, that's technically a stage 1 consolidation right there. This here. That is this. Went sideways, went up, went sideways, came down, went sideways. That is this right here in Uber. So if I'm looking at this chart, I'm seeing it money flow. Now, I don't like the fucking direction, but you're seeing the money flow, right? You see it moving in the pattern, right? And then you're going to see as they bottom out, what? It gets a little wacky. That's where people start getting whipsawed. And so you got to be able, what? See the big picture. So if you step back on this as it's being drawn out, if you're a chartist, I'm always, what? Man, I got an iPro 12. I had to spend some business money on some upgrades for some credits. Got this iPro 12. Sit there and play connect the dots. Man, and draw on this stuff. You can see the sideways movement, right? Now, it came down a little bit. Hold on. It came down a little bit, right around there. And that's where we're at now. Now we're headed up. What are we doing now? We're over here. So if I was trading Uber, first target hit, first profit target got hit. Okay, I'm not trading Uber like that. But if I'm a trader, now here's what I mean now. Listen, if you say you want to be a trader, you need to take that money right there and allocate it to other trades. And a trader might say, well, I got in at 40. I know, but what I want you to do is trade your way out. Like you said, you want to be a trader. That's trading. So trading, you got to trade it. You got to trade the money. So you would take some. What if you say, well, I'm riding this. Now follow me. If you're trading, I want you to get this, okay? This is super important so you can see what I mean. A lot of times people want to trade in the good times. And then when the bad time comes, they stop fucking trading. So then they don't have experience and they lose 5, 6, 7 months. Then the market looks good and they start coming back again. And I got like a 20 dozen friends like this that I don't talk to anymore because they got all butthurt when the market went down. So now all they've done is given up experience, time in the market, managing their position, seeing what could have went right, what could all of that valuable stuff. They could then apply it, sit down, write it down, map it out, stay with it. And then when they get the big booms up, they're not in it anymore, man. It's over for them. Right? So you got to have experience in good times and bad, man. How you handle it. Most people do not handle it well. That's why 65% of Americans think it's a bad time to own a stock market. Well, 65% of Americans are broke and don't own shit. So I wouldn't listen to them. That is not who I would listen to. Look at this. That zone right there where it stopped before, we're going back a minor bucket. Look, this was the stage 1, right? And then it went up, it went down, came down. What? Did a stage 1, and we didn't break up. We what? Broke down. So that 1 we rolled over turned into a 4, right? Which is what? The pattern. and how quickly we can identify that. Now, if you're super short-term, you go short, man. You're trading on the short side, but I can't do that. Can't move that fast, man. I'm 52. I'm kind of slow. I barely see the screen, so I can't move that fast. So I'm going to wait for it to bottom, and they say, well, you can't pick a bottom. Okay, you can't pick a bottom. I can pick bottoms. RSI goes extreme. I get an anchor point that holds for at least 4 days, and then I start to call it as a bottom. And you're like, but it went lower. Yeah, all right, we did the same. Yeah, well, we just do the same thing, man. Same thing. So now I got 2 of the 1, 2, 3. I got 3 chances at it. 3 chances. So all that was another chance at it. And when you see it hold this previous stage 1, you can now back up and say, oh shit, what the big picture is we got a big stage 1 forming. It went into these little bitty attempts at a money flow. All it actually did was build this big stage over a month long as we backed up and looked, and that's all written up, hard to see, but all of that comes from this up here. The RSI, man, it's the canary, man. It's the like, hey, what's up? You guys like, I'm so busy, I just can't focus on it. Really? You can't see the red line? You're that busy? How do you even find time to poop, sir? If you looked at oil every day when you were pooping, every day, you came over here and pulled up the chart of oil. Or maybe ETRN. He's like, I don't have time to vote. I know, but just play with me here, man. Imagine if you just replaced, when you were pooping, you would look at MLPs. I mean, you would have a beautiful run here. What's the RSI telling you? Now, this is ETRN, pays like a 10% dividend yield. It's had a lot of controversy, and so we've owned it for years now, and we've been buying all the stage 1s. Bought down here, bought over here, and the dividend yield just keeps going up. Now, if you want to trade this, this is where the 200-day comes in, right? Didn't quite get it, man. So you'd have got stopped out, right? You're out if you're trading right there. If you're doing what I'm doing, which is position trading, building positions, and at times I take down positions because I've got a pretty large position in this now. I bought a bunch down here. Why? Because the dividend yield's like 10% down there. Let me check. I like 10% yields. You understand when you got like 15 grand in this, it's the 10% is like $1,500 a year. Starts to add up, man. Let's see. Come on, man. Dividend stock selling off. Hold on just a second. Let me see. ETRN. No, 7.6%. I digress. Still pretty nice, man. Anyway, trim some of this today. Pow, pow. Right, I was up pretty good. I put on a little chunk down here, and I put on a little chunk down here. I got enough of the stock. I'm going to use that money there to add to some other positions. I've still got a nice dividend. I still got more shares than I did on the last cycle, so I'm happy. I take a little money off, still keep getting paid. I'm going to hold the position here and just play the game and ride it out. So Exxon, same thing. I'm in a full position. I don't really care where the RSI goes. Only reason I'm going to give a shit about the RSI now is if it's down. So remember, we put on a trade on oil. Why? Because we're what? I know. He's like, I'm so busy with work, Gerald. It's impossible for me to trade. It's just not possible. I can't look at the green line. So this is Exxon. And what I'm looking for is what? The money flow. Sideways up, sideways down. And I'm looking for this, right? That was our buy day right there, just to fast forward a little bit. I'm so busy at my job. Right there. He's got time to look at porn. He ain't got time to look at stocks. It's no time. No time, Gerald. You know me and my friend. That's what my friends tell me when they're like, they're actually giving up and they're embarrassed to tell me. They don't want to say it. So they'll be like, oh man, we're so busy at work right now. I'm like, really? It's crazy how Donald Trump became president. He was busy too. Your work must be a lot more complicated though. I know your work's a lot more complicated than Donald Trump. I mean, television show, parties, corporate fucking TV star, commercials, clothing line. I know. He has a lot of people helping him. You're totally alone in this world with no resources at all. Nice breakout. So if we're swing trading right now, we're looking for right around in here, right? Maybe even a lower, maybe a little lower. Let's see. My wife won't let me trade. I had a baby. I can't trade now. I had a baby, Gerald. I can't trade anymore. I had a baby. I'm like, really? Imagine if you ran a hedge fund and you had a baby. Everything would be fucked. How you'd lose your job. Life wouldn't be able to go on. Ooh, look at bonds pulling back today. Ooh, so busy with the baby. Man, when my kid was born, I bought a house, a rental property. Instead of buying him shit, he's one. What does a kid need? He's one. He can't even walk. When am I going to buy him a bunch of shit? You just put him in a box and carry him with you. Like, what are you possibly spending money on him for? He can't think about it. He can't remember anything. They're just there, man. But I had a baby. That's when all the dudes tap out. Let's see. AT&T. Nice stage one. Now, here's the beauty of this. You're not going to get this long. Now, I want to talk about this stage one for just a sec. I know. People are like, Gerald, why do you pick on people? You see how wide this is? We talked about this a lot. I don't trust this stage at all, but it is a stage one. It is holding this zone. We got up into here. We collected a dividend on this stage one, so I got paid like $150. So I bought AT&T on appears to be a stage one with the dividends. They bought me $150. Was that 7 shares? 7 shares. It's such a wide spread. So I think this heads down. And where would we go? The previous box, right? So if that happens, if it does, that's our next level down. We don't know. We'll see. I got free shares. I'm not running up into this. The dividend yield's 4.5%. I'd honestly rather own some more Verizon. And Verizon has turned straight down today. So I might even wait on that. Again, look. You have to understand if the RSI goes extreme and you're trading, you take gains, okay? If you're trading, if you're trying to turn money, see that gap? That makes this move up here very untrustworthy. It's too far apart, man. Look. Moves come when it comes together. See how long that took to get this together? And then where did it stop? Basically where it stopped before, right? So as a trader, I got to know that if I'm catching the break, that where it stopped before is probably where it's going to stop again, man. And then it's exactly what you see. So depending on how short you're trading it. I mean, I'll watch this and know it's coming down. I don't do anything. I just go, okay, I expect it to go down and then sideways and then back up. Stop where it stopped before. I mean, look at this. That's what it's doing, man. And then what? Down. And then what? Look, stop basically where it stopped before. And you'll see price move like that. And this will become an undervalued asset. So what the money flow does, the stage does, is it gives order to the chaos. It's like, fuck, I don't know where it's going. I know it's undervalued. I know it's a stage one. Once it's a legit stage one. This is not a legit stage one. This wide open moving averages you see where they're spread apart. That's got to come together, man. Look at Uber. Or no, go back to Ford for a second. I mean, we want to see this shit come together. When you have that real far apart moving average, that is not what you're looking for. And when it's way far apart, you want to give it time to bring all this stuff. That's what moving averages do for you. You want to see the moving average convergence divergence. That's what that indicator means. Moving average convergence divergence. We're looking, that's what that means, man. And when that happens, is not a, might be a buy signal for you. It's not for a short seller. It's a fucking breakout, right? So if you're short this, because you've been short from up here, right? This is fucking get out. So your buy signal is their get out signal. So it depends on why you're approaching the market. So you got to decide which side you're playing on, man. That's called a trading plan. You got to write that shit down, man. That's why we have to go, we want to write that down, man. Man, look where it's stopping too. RSI hit 75, stopping. So if I'm trading that, I'm locking in gains, man. If I'm a buy and holder, I'm not necessarily, this just tells me this is, I don't need to add shares here. If I had put on a lot, maybe I want to trim a little because I want to pick up. I don't know. I don't know what's on sale right now. Not much. Dow. But I wouldn't, Dow's on sale, right? We got a stage 1 being built here on Dow. See how it's down here? Big move down. So I'm more interested in Dow. I want to be accumulating Dow, not Uber. Uber's done. That's the problem with what happened today. So Uber's up 19%. I can't buy it anymore. Fuck. So, but all my followers are on the other side of that, man. Every time these things go down big, I lose followers. They get out. 65% of America thinks it's a bad time to own stocks. And it's like, okay, then, smart people. If that's true, it looks to me like the lowest low of the low was the smart time to buy this. Right? But people are going to wait. This is going to run. They're going to be like, what do you think about Uber? I'll get these DMs. What do you think about Uber now? And it's like, no, man. We missed it. Let's see. I trimmed some Prague today. Not Prague. What the fuck am I talking about? Prague. Well, we put on bingo, some penny stock action we put on. Oh, baby, 14%. Say it ain't so. Man, I feel bad bragging today. Look at that, 14%. So 14% on bingo. Bingo's running. BNGO. We've played this many times. It's on the run. Dash is one I've been going a little heavy on. Come on, baby. It's trying to break out, but it's still caught. Still caught in this giant stage 1. Right? So if we're looking at this, what am I seeing? A giant stage 1, man. Turn into some whipsaws over here. Let's draw that out. Right? Moving averages have started going sideways, which the moment we recognize things going sideways, that means we have to take these crossovers with a grain of salt. These are what's called whipsaws in trading. You can start to see these, man. When you got your momentum indicators turning up and stock isn't turning up, and actually stock's just going sideways. So as you're looking at price is just going sideways, right? And you start getting points. There's 2 points where we can draw it in, right? Anchor point held. There's the high of the run up. It held. So as I take my crayon and I draw, I connect these. If I'm looking at the pattern, what I'm seeing is it's just going sideways after it had come down. It's just going sideways. It's just taking a minute. We need to see it break out of that to even begin to say it's in a stage 2. Just being above the 20 is not going to help. And this, okay, so this was earlier. This is lift. That was yesterday when we were adding, I think. Yeah, so I haven't hit refresh yet on this. This is August 1st. So, we're texting out, we're adding. He's trying to break, comes back, holds this. That's super bullish, man. Look at that. We got our anchor point right here. There's our buy. We get it. He tries to break. Didn't do it. Holds the anchor. Comes back. It's not back in the box, but it's pretty damn bullish. So what, yesterday, was it yesterday that I'm texting, hey, we're buying this Lyft, this Uber, and this Dash. These are all the same sector, by the way. Same thing, same problems. What's Lyft up? 16% today. Uber's up 19. Let's check on Dash. Now, here's the thing. That move's so big, there's still room to run on Lyft, which means its targets are up in here, man. So, that's what is that? $1,300 into $1,900 on that move, man. So let's look at Dash. These are all three played the same day. I put money on Uber, Dash, and Lyft. Now I've been adding to Uber almost daily, but Dash it's above it, but it's not pushing. You see that resistance? Look, man, it's strong too. So would I add money to Uber? Nope. Would I add money to Lyft? Nope. Would I add money to Dash? Yep. Dash ain't ran yet, man. And if it does, it's coming up into here. What you got to decide is how short are you trading it? If you're doing a super short momentum trade, you're probably coming in with a stop like right around in here, man. You buy it, you put that stop on, you write it off, print off the chart, you set your target, which is going to be what? RSI 70 first, which that's probably going to hit what? Right up in here. Man, I can already see it, man. You can see it, and that could happen by what? Thursday, Friday? Like, start seeing your trades like that. Like, see what day it's going to hit it on the RSI. Like, you don't need to see 70 RSI. You know 70 RSI. Like, when you're laying in bed, you should be able to see a few chart RSIs in your head, man. Like, there should be at least one or two where if I said Home Depot, you're like, 64 RSI today, man. Like, you're saying that in your head because they're too stupid to even know what you're talking about at work or your friend. No, they're not doing that. Nobody's walking. Nobody. I almost meet nobody that if I'm out just about in the world and if I said to you, what are your thoughts on RSI helping you capture momentum? They're not thinking about that stuff, man. They're not thinking about that. This is very few people. Okay. Like like this one over here, this is what blows my mind. This stock here, this pays you to own it. Like you get 15 cents a share. It's $8 a share. $8. So if you had one share, you get 15 cents. Well, that's not much. Well, let's make it $1. Why would you do that? Buy some more shares. So 2 shares would be 30 cents. 4 shares would be 60 cents. Right? What? We keep going. We get 10 shares. All of a sudden you get $1.50. You didn't do anything. Well, if you get it to $1.50, you can make it $150. What would $150 be? Be $8,070. And you'd get $150. Every 3 months, they come to your house and go, $150. Well, what if you wanted $1,150? They'll give you that. That's why I hate young ballers. I was telling someone that today. I hate when I see young people balling because I know what they gave up. Their brain is still small and growing. That's like if you're under 30, your brain is still compressing. Like you're actually not even a formed human yet. Like you're still technically, not fully grown. They'll start balling early, and that tells me they don't understand time times amount times yield. Because if they were a real player, that'd kill them, dude. It would eat you at your soul. Because and I was telling him about this young dude had a McLaren car. You know what 250,000 in this does? At 7.8%. And you're picking some up, and you're trimming some down, and you're playing that game with millions of dollars. Like you got so much money coming in, man, that if you got $1 million out there and you're getting 7, 8, 9, 10, some shit's paying you 13, 14 different assets, and you're in here managing it and controlling it, like you realize how fucking dumb buying something like that is because of the money you lost. That's what I see, the depreciation value. Yeah, it's cool, but you need to do. You don't have enough money yet, man. Nobody that young has enough money. Nobody under 30 has enough money. I don't care who they are. There's not possibly enough. Even for anybody, no matter who you are. So it's a sign of immaturity, man. means don't trust them, man. They ain't been punched yet, man. Because once you have a taste for that, man, and you've seen that, you just know you can't give up that much so quick, because the time times amount times yields formula. You understand what happens over the next decade when you 250,000 in a decade, or compounding at 20% a year is fucking millions, man. So that car is not 250. That car is like $5 million. And then what if you compound that one more time and then one more time? So, that's all I see when I see that, man. Until you just have so much goddamn money, then you have to. Or a different value system. Let's call it that, man. So Uber, the big move, man. That's a lesson. All you young guys balling out to the old rich guys, it's dumb, just so you know. Maybe to young people. But there are other people whose brains are still growing probably think it's cool. But no. 29, 26, still ripping. RSI is now 73. It's going to stop going up shortly. And it's probably right up in here where it stopped before. That's what happens with the RSI. Right here. Right around in here. Look at this. $21,000 into $29,000. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days. And that takes 30 seconds and a click. Right? Like, let's say you knew about, market just closed. Let's say you knew about this game. Let's say you had low money. Just play and pretend here, like pretend this. And you're like Uber. You're like, all in. What do you mean? Uber got paid. They gave them all their money. And Uber's, they got billions. And they go, we're going to invest it over here. Well, how much do you have? None. Actually, we're down. We're down like 1.5 mil. You're like, how can you be down? You had record revenues. You had 380 million free cash flow. How's that possible? Invested all of it, dude. Invested all of it. 65% of Americans are scared to invest right now. Uber goes plus some. Let me borrow some. Yeah, we're going to be short this month because we gave away all our billions investing in other Ubers around the world. And some of that is in stock. And look, their stock's going up. So all the stock Uber owns is worth 18% more right now. Makes that position even stronger, right? So, big move, man. That's why it shocks me when a guy's like, man, I just don't have time. You don't have time for that? What if that was $200,000? There's people that have $200,000. It's $200,000. What would that be? It'd be $220,000. Is now $290,000. Close it. That took what? About 30 seconds. Click, click, click. Oh, wait. RSI. Click, closed. I don't have time to do that, Gerald. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So whenever you hear yourself start to say that, just remember that. That can't be us, man. That's most Americans. That's not us, though, man. But you got to think on that. ERX. Nope. I will leave with this. I trimmed UTSL. Ooh, just in time. Now, why? Well, XLU banged the RSI, and it's been here before. Right? And the RSI is right. Now, if you bought shares here, that has nothing to do with this money flow pattern here of sideways, goes up, right? Up. And now what? Now we're looking for it to start going sideways. So the pattern that it's in right now, it does not care when you bought it. You need to understand that. Super important. And so you might think, why is that important? Well, I mean, are you trading it, position trading it? All that comes into play there, because right now it's saying it's probably topped out. It's going to go a little bit more and then maybe pull out. Or it's a runaway. If it's a runaway, shit, I don't want to take too much off. right? So we need a strategy. I would let the stage 3 rip out if I was an investor. Give it time, man. We got plenty of time. I would let it start to go. If this starts building out and you get an anchor point, you're like, what's the anchor point? Meaning you get that day. Man, where'd my chart go, man? Let's say today's the highest day. Well, that's what we're doing. We're playing that game. Like, we can't pick the top. Bullshit. There's day 1 of the top. Today's the top. And then I wait till tomorrow, see what happens. And if I was short-term trading, I would take some off because you got your pop. So if you're trading options, there's your sell signal, man. You're like, what if it keeps going? That ain't your business. You're trading. You won. Pay yourself. So in the world of trading, you got to be able to move in, out, man. Get your money and get out, and then go look for the next setup. It's not about riding it to the very end and getting the highest high of the highest move of the highest. That's not what you're doing in trading. If you're position trading, then you got to ask yourself, what's the value of the company? I think it's $60. So that's $30 from here. So I'm playing a different game. Meaning until it goes into a stage 1, back over here, there's nothing for me to do. Dead money for me now. I'm just waiting, right? I'm playing a longer game. Next stage 1, next sell-off, buy more Uber, right? I'm trying to flip, say, 3,000 shares, 4,000. I want to buy a fucking house when I flip this. I'm not trying to make a few bucks. So the way I'm playing this is in a position trade, meaning it's positioned to go from 29 to 60. You know, what if it never gets there? Well, then I lost. This is already written. This is the game I'm playing. So plan a trade. So there's swing, there's day trading, there's short-term momentum trading. You could trade it, all kinds of other weird shit people do. There's swing trading. Well, if you're swing trading, you better start taking this down because the left side of the pattern is done. You got your sideways, you're breaking out, and now it's probably going to go sideways, pull back. Even if it only comes down $2 or $3, this could take 2 weeks. It could flounder around in here in 2 weeks. If you're a trader, you need to take that money and trade it. Get it? But if your trade is 2-3 years, I'm buying all stage 1s. I'm position trading this. Unless my profit is immense, I have no interest in that. Not for me. I'm selling nothing. But that's a thought out plan. I've researched the stock. I have the courage to do that. I only see these as opportunities. Not going all in, not selling my fucking house. I'm not doing stupid things to accumulate. I'm working, taking my money from profits, taking my money from wages, taking my money from rents and dividend. Like, that's the kind of money I'm using to buy shit like this, man. So think on that, man. What kind of, who are you trying to be? And what I've found is I like to trade. So I got a big ass trade on right now in Dash. So I've been adding to this. When I add, they're pretty nice size. I think this is going to rip. So that means it's bigger than I'm comfortable with as far as position trading. I mean, I don't want to ride it down to $20 to $50 because it's in my trading account. The game there is to trade. And so in that account, I'm going to run a stop, man. If it pulls back, I'm getting out or downsizing drastically because it didn't work. And that's trading, okay? So you just get that in your mind, what you're doing, and it's going to make a lot of your decisions so much easier as you go forward. And also the type of stocks you're looking at. Yeah, I sure thought, obviously I was wrong. I sure thought Dash was going to follow Uber and Lyft. I knew Uber was going to rip. I shouldn't say I knew, but I felt like if they had a good quarter, it was going to rip. The chart was set up. It's a money flow chart. I tend to believe in the shit I write and talk about. So I thought for sure it would move, but I was mentally prepared that they fucked up and had a bad quarter. And then what was the rule? Buy stage 1s. Oh, snap. I just bought more Snap. Matter of fact, I just doubled my position in Snap into the close or before the close. Should have got a text from me. Now look, you see how far apart that is? See how far apart that is? We can't trust this. That is a stage 1. We can't trust it. It didn't quite go extreme, but that's a big drop. We got an anchor point and we've got a box going and price is above the 5-day moving average. I'm nibbling. So I think I picked up 50 shares. We're going to build this out. No rush. Snap. I think Pinterest beat. We're in Pinterest too. Yeah, big pop out of Pinterest. Big pop out of Pinterest. We'll see if it holds, man. It's up 11%. We'll see. I like Pinterest. I'm in Pinterest. I haven't added Pinterest in a minute. Last time I added was back up in here. So good to see it up. Unfortunately, I don't think I bought any lower. I might have. Doesn't mean you can't. So watch your stocks, man. Watch your charts and pick your picks. Don't be afraid. You put $100 in, you buy one of these, two of those, and one of that. I mean, that's the game, man. You're trying to build it out. And you can't just have one trade going or one, unless you're day trading, then that would be different. You can't just have one swing trade going. And you can't just have one, you gotta build this shit out, man. It takes time, okay? Give it time. Man, am I even on YouTube? I never even looked at the damn screen. Let's see. Rodney says, Snap is a future penny stock, Gerald. I think you're a future penny stock, Rodney. Let's go to Snap. Don't make me put you on my Instagram story. Did I show you guys that? I had to pick on that. Everybody says something disagrees with me, I screenshot it and save it. That's how petty I am. I do that. I got that from Gary V. Gary V, go back 2 years, read his hate comments, and then look them up. So if you remember back in the COVID days and everybody was quitting the money flow gang because the market went down, it's never going to come back. Let's see. Where is the... Yeah. It's never gonna come back, Gerald. Peter Schiff says it's all going to zero. We're gonna buy gold. So, COVID crash. Are we allowed to say that word? It's when Nancy Pelosi put her short on. That's where Nancy covered her short. This is a weekly chart, though. But the bottom was pretty obvious. And in April, right here, I'm like calling the bottom, loading up on stocks. I think we got Uber for $14, I believe it was. Yeah, it was like $14. Wrote it to 50. People are in my comments. It's a dead cat bounce, Gerald. It was this, it was that. It's all right. Screenshot. S&P goes up 100%. All those triple leveraged TQ, SU Pro, those look pretty smart. Those went up 300%. 300%. Greatest bull trap in history. All those guys have fucking read it and all the other places. It's the end of the world. Okay. So anytime you hear people saying that kind of stuff, just ignore them. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know where it's going. It's not going to zero. It's coming back. I just see Snap as another dying uninstalled app. That's because you're not a 13-year-old girl, sir. And since you're not a 13-year-old girl, when you're 52, you can be a detached old man that doesn't understand what's going on in the world. Get off my lawn. I'm now 30. Get off my lawn. Nobody uses Snapchat my age. I know. It's for 12-year-old girls, sir. Future buyers of your products. So this is the S&P. The worst creatures in the world. The people who think they know the most of all human beings is 30 to 36. In all of my one-on-ones and counseling, I have no idea. I'm not talking about you, Rod. It just got me to thinking. The group that's the hardest to do one-on-ones with is the 30 to 36. Because they've been an adult. They've been around a minute. They're not kids. They paid some bills, had a job, W-2. Maybe had a couple people die. shit, maybe they went bankrupt. Maybe they got divorced. They've lived just long enough to have some bad shit happen, get themselves caught, and they equate that to knowing a lot, like they're Yoda. Look where the SPY is stopping, right where it stopped before. That's the pattern. And then about age 40, and this is my own experience too, you realize, fuck, dude, I don't know what the fuck is going on. How did I think I knew so much? Starts to go up, and we're stopping. That's the money flow pattern, right? Sideways, up, sideways. It's the 16-year-old. You ever try to talk to a 16-year-old? Like, it's apparent their brain is still growing, right? You feel it. Like, they're very difficult to talk to. 16-year-old, super difficult. It's not to say there's not cool 16-year-olds. I'm talking about important shit. Let's see. You know, he could be right, though. I'm all kidding aside. Snap could go to zero. Snap's part of the portfolio. I don't give up on him, man. Watch out, guys. If Rodney's in the money flow gang, he'll give you up. He'll be like, yeah, I'm giving this guy up. We're giving up Snap. You don't want to buy Ford at $4. Fuck that stock. It's a penny stock. Why would you want to own Ford at $4? That's a penny stock. Man, I like penny stocks. There's Ford at $11. And I'm talking to that kid that I put on my story about trying to question me on the bottom. He sent me back thinking, I'll be your whipping boy. I'll be your whipping boy, Gerald. But holding a stock through a 50% decline is just stupid. I'm like, I know. It's so stupid. $24 to $11. Look how stupid we were. Holding that all the way. It's stupid to hold he said it's stupid. It's stupid to hold a stock that goes down 50%. It's stupid. It erodes your capital, Gerald. Only an idiot. No one who knows how to trade would do that. They would never do that, Gerald. Okay? If they're trading different than you, they might. I know. I was that idiot over here. Remember, it went from 7. He's like, it's stupid. And I'm like, I know. How many shares do you own, son? None. In your Robinhood account. How many you got? All right. Well, I got a fucking million worth. So, let me tell you how it works, man. First bear market, he's out. He's not even in the game anymore. He's like, it's stupid to hold a stock that drops 60, 70%. Is it? Is it stupid? Well, did it with Ford? I mean, I got a bunch of these, but I'm just using this one as an example. We could go to a bunch of them. I know it was even stupider up here. This was really stupid when he did it up here. And you got to go from, look how dumb this was, from $4 to $25. I mean, who likes 500% returns? I don't know. Good traders use stops, Gerald. I know. I guess I'm not good then. I just like money. So, I get another 50% shot. Are we giving up? We giving up on it? Rodney, you give up on it yet? That's the problem with 30-year-olds, man. They're all smart. They'd be like, well, you know, the fundamental analysis of this stock says, and this stock, you know, there's a better stock you can put in your portfolio with a better return on a better book value, where, you know, where this is a better company. And they'll go through each stock you have and explain to you why they got a better one. Okay? All right, you can do that, bro. I'm just saying I own this, and every time it goes stage 1, I buy some. And that's about 600 fucking % that's been working for OG for like the last 10 years. Like BX is one. I don't know. I'm averaging 27% a year. And you could be like, well, you know, there are better companies when they're better. Okay. I don't know about all that, man. I just hold it and wait for stage 1s and pick some up, man. And you just build these out, good companies. And sometimes your companies fuck up. And when they do, you stay with them. You stay with them. That's not what people do. Okay? It is not what people do. A lot of people love Bitcoin. They don't like Bitcoin now. That's what people do. Okay? They don't, man. I'm telling you. The reason I keep emphasizing this is these thoughts are going to pop in your head, and then you're going to hear me at your house going, hey, man, stop being stupid. Stop. Stop. And this guy was like, people cannot hold a thing that goes down 50%, Gerald. Okay. So when ETRN was $11, because I owned it over here, I mean, I could do 50 of these that went down 70%. And then every time I'll get people in my group, and they'll be like, mine went down so far. I'm busy at work now. I'm busy at work. Right? Just when they're supposed to be managing their portfolio. So it goes down. This is where remember the stupid guy, me, steps in. And just, look, man. It went from $10 to $5. It's 50%. Nobody can do this, man. Nobody can hold at 50%, Gerald. That's just stupid. I know. So I do a lot of stupid things. I add to it on the stage one. My position builds, and oh, by the way, they're paying me dividends at 8%. So I'm getting hundreds of dollars, hundreds of dollars, hundreds of dollars, hundreds of dollars. And then I'm buying the ones. And then we rip up, man. And then I go from being down 50% to what? Up 12%. And my income went up big time on it. I was just the dummy that held the stock in a 50% decline. And yet the kid's like, you don't want to do that, man. You got to. Okay, you do that, sir. Go do that. I'm just telling you what made me a lot of money. That's what trading around positions. And I'm telling you, I have this all the time. There's people come and go in our group. They're like 30 years old and super fucking smart. And they're going to go out and change it. And then when that doesn't work, they go back, oh, work's so busy. Okay, do that then. And then they fuck around from 30 to 40, not doing shit, not accomplishing it, staying out of the market, half-ass being on it, go get a car payment, fuck off, year 4 goes by, and you could have just hung out with old stupid G. Every time this thing went down 50%, you're like, oh shit, income's on sale, baby. Buy, 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 buy. And so everyone around me, I'm like, hey, keep buying this, man. We're trying to raise your income, man. Trying to raise your income, right? Here's another one. This one was really dumb. MFA. Let's back that up. During COVID, it went to 25 cents. That one was really dumb. It went from $20 to 25 cents. I owned it. Bought a bunch more up in here for about $3. And then we ran all the way back to where we're at now. And then they did a reverse split so they could meet criteria to be on the exchange. And then they're paying an 8% dividend yield. Well, that was dumb. That was dumb. Oh, here's another one. I mean, I could go on for hundreds of these. So when I get a kid that DMs me, I assume it's a kid because his brain obviously is still growing. And he's like, that you can't withstand drops like that. I'm like, no, you can't. I use it differently. I'm accumulating, man. So what was it? What is the name of this? I just drew a blank. This is a super important lesson. Come on, man. My trading account was up 14%. I think it's the largest day I've ever had. In one day, as far as the overall portfolio is up 14% today. Let's see. Hold on. I'm pulling up my account on this. Hold on. I'm so busy at work. Let's see. Oh, Well Tower. This is another one. Look at these big sweeping moves. $98, $77. It's a 20-something% drop, man. Right? Big ass drop. This thing pays a big dividend. You see the movements, right? So you take this back. Look over here during COVID, man. Look at during COVID. And if you'd have went and asked, 65% of Americans would have said, this is a bad time to be in the stock market. They always say that, man. 65% of people always say that shit. So we're not those people. So I seen that article in there today. So everybody quits me. Everybody quits. That's those people. That is opportunity. So if you own Walmart and it falls by 50 or Delta or whatever you've built out, right? Your goal isn't to then think maybe I did it wrong and I should cut it. Your goal is, what's the plan to trade around this? Bring my price point down so that I can capitalize more down the road, right? Look at this run we've had. I haven't talked about these stocks in years because they're not cheap. So they just pay me money. And until they come down, man, I'm really not that interested in these stocks. So I just sit on them, okay? So all those opportunities, 30, 40, 50% drops, man, that so many people feel like they got to try to avoid is at the moment. One man's foreclosure is another man's opportunity. And so unless you see the market as a one-time exchange, like they're going to, okay, I put 50 grand in and I'm going to trade this to $1 million. That is not how it fucking works. Nobody does that. Nobody. Warren Buffett doesn't do it. Kathy Woods didn't do that. Nobody did that. That's not how they built real estate empires. No, man, they're constantly investing back in themselves. If their account's down, they're putting money in so they can buy shares, man. What the average person does is that if it goes down, they put less. If it's going up, they want to put more. And they get it backwards. So we want to be buying these. So, keep that in mind, man. And check yourself. Ask yourself if that's what happened. And if you can't get behind that, then you got to shorten your window of trading. Shorten it down then, so that your trading style is that moving in. But I've met so few rich people that do that. A few outliers here and there, but that's not how people get rich. People get rich because they learn to flip something a lot, and they take all the profits from the flip and they put it into shit that consistently pays them. So if they can get 10% here every month with no work, and they can put $1 million in there, they know they got money coming in. So they want to flip to make money. But the big money's, they're not, that's not where all their wealth is, man. So you're not going to get rich from trading. Trading's going to help you, provide you to get money along with other things to do things. And it's those things that you're able to do like that that are going to make you rich, man. Keep that in mind as you're trading. Man, look at Lyft. What a glorious day. What a glorious day on Lyft. I don't know if they keep going, but it's still glorious. That was Lyft. Let's look at Uber and I'll get out of here. Nice. We got the little head fake. See that open? Ran all the way down. I wasn't looking or I'd have been crying. And then shot back up. What does that tell you? It's bullish, right? That's nice, man. I appreciate you guys. I'm sorry if I picked on you, Rodney. One time I was banging on a dude, and I'm just kidding when I do that, man. Nobody take it personal. And it was a buddy of mine here in town. I didn't know it. I shouldn't say a buddy, a guy I had met here in my own town. He doesn't really follow me. I had met him in town. I'm like, oh man, you should check out my Instagram. I met him at the gym. He comes on. First time he's on, he asked me a stupid question, and I just start tearing into him, and I guess I just went hard on him. Next day, he's like, man, that wasn't cool. And I'm like, what? And he goes, I asked a question on your live, man. You called me I called him something. I don't know what it was I called him. I was like, sorry. Did I hurt your feelings? No, I didn't do that, but I did apologize. I've been accumulating IMMP for when I can't wait for it to rip. All right, man. I appreciate you guys.